Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to talk about my work, but most of all about the why of my work. So let me start by introducing me. My name is Lucas de Man. It's my real name. So it is my name. The man, the man, the boy, the guy looking for life. And when people ask me, what do you do, Lucas? Hey, Lucas, hey, what do you do? Then I say, well, I'm the artistic director of company New Heroes. I founded a company together with Wouter 11 years ago. But I'm also a TV host. That means that for the last 4 years, every week on national TV, I had a TV show about art, design, and architecture, interviewing the most beautiful people on the planet about their work, which has been a blast as a side job, we call it, but it was still every week. I'm also a theater maker. That was my original schooling. And I'm also this, you know. So it's... No, but just, I'm a slasher. I'm a millennial, I slash. So when people ask me what I am, I always say I'm a creator. That is what I am. I'm a creator. That means I professionally create whatever my grandmother thinks. I'm professionally create. That means I create and somebody pays me for it. Sometimes. Hopefully. We'll talk about that later. That's the whole thing here, right? Okay. So if this is the definition of a creator, who here in this room is also a creator? Hands, please. Wow. Hello, fellow creators. I think this is the first time in my life I didn't feel alone. You know that? Just, oh my God, I think I might get emotional, but I'm from West Flanders. We don't have emotions. West Flanders is a part of Belgium by the seaside. You don't show emotions. You just shut up and work. I remember the first time I asked my father, or daddy, you know, what is the essence of life? What is the meaning of life? And then he said, I quote, huh. Which is for West Flemish guy, a lot. Yeah? So. The good news, ladies and gentlemen, good news. By the way, I love PowerPoint. Everybody has a PowerPoint, but they don't use the effects of PowerPoint. So this PowerPoint presentation is full with the effects of PowerPoint. Yeah? Because I spend hours on this, because normally our assistants do it. I want to do it myself, designer Indaba, so I want to design it myself. So good news to all creators, there's most of you here, and some others. Good news, this is our time. You know, it's up to us now. People need us. Huh? How cool is that? Just a moment of empowerment. I'm going to say, this is our time, and you're going to say, yes, and you're going to mean it, right? Ladies and gentlemen, creators, this is our time. Yes! Wow, whoa. You really felt and meant it. Okay, it is. I'm going to show you in this presentation why. But first, let me talk to you about my company, because I'm here, right? Company New Heroes. This is our sign, not a logo. This is our sign, the burning question mark. We did this performance in Macedonia, right, with 500 people, all different people. We put them together. We made a fire question mark because we wanted to express our vision that I'm going to express to you as well, right? We are based in Amsterdam, or like you guys know it, Amsterdam. What we do is we do art projects and urban actions for the public space. By the way, the public space means every space where an audience can come. Outside, inside, that's public space. Every space where an audience, where public can come. Urban actions. Let me introduce you what urban actions are. Urban actions are like short statements you do. Could be big, could be small, but statements you do in public space. And it's like one-sided, you get the newspaper and you're out. Very fast. I'll give you two examples. On the right top there, you see an elder lady sitting in a wheelchair on a bus stop. So in Belgium and in Holland, we have bus stops with a roof. So you're waiting for the bus, you sit normally under the roof for the rain. We put old people in wheelchairs on top of the bus stop. I know it's not a South African thing to do that, but we did that because there was an organization who's dealing with loneliness of elderly people, which is a big thing in Europe. We just disregard our old people, you know. From the moment you're 65 plus, nobody cares anymore who you are, what you did. We put them in homes and we wait till they die. That's what we do in Europe. It's called, you know, taking care of the elderly. But the problem is they won't die, you know, so they keep on living. No, it's true. It's true. It's true. Do you have the same problem? I know the land thing is a thing and the water thing, but you also have the old people that won't die. Do you have the same problem? So, and the problem is our nursery homes are full, right? So 83% of people are just living alone in their homes, and nobody cares for them. So they asked us, can you do an urban action to get awareness for loneliness for all the elderly people? We said, okay. What we're going to do is we're going to ask elderly people who can still walk. We're going to put them very early in the morning because they are up anyway. You know, we're going to put them. Let's do it. We're going to put them on the rooftop of a bus stop. We're going to give them a wheelchair. They're going to sit in there. You know, no real people on the street yet. They're going to wait for hours. I mean, they have time. You know, they waited for hours. Then, when we got rush hour, they woke up and they were shouting, "Help! Help! Get me off of here!" So the people stopped and were like, "There's an elderly woman on the bus stop in a wheelchair. How did she get here?" You know, and they had to work together to get the old people off the bus stop. She couldn't get out of the wheelchair, so everybody had to work together. And when they asked her, "How did you get on that bus stop?" Then she said, "I was lonely, I was at home, and suddenly I was here. I don't remember the rest." That was the sentence. We did this with 7 elderly women all around in Holland. You know, we got 3 million views on social media that day because everybody is filming it, and 3 fines by the police because you're not allowed to put old people on the bus stop. It's true. We got a sponsor for it, don't worry. Okay. Another example is this, for example. It's called See Me. This is a big hospital in Rotterdam in Holland. And this is the tower, actually, where only people work to make people better. So not the patients, the people, the nurses who work there, the people in the labs, everyone. Nobody sees them. Nobody gives them recognition anymore, especially in the West now. People, you know, disregard the professions that are so important. Not us. We have important professions, but the real important professions. So we said we're going to take all the lights down every night except for See Me. So for 3 nights, people all over Rotterdam saw See Me, a cry for just being seen as a person. Those are urban actions. You do them fast, you get the news or not, and done. What we also do is art projects, different art projects, all kinds. You know, often we do a project with an installation or performance or podcast, different versions in them, right? All kinds. We always have the same work method. It's this. We follow our gut. Our gut tells us we have to do something, or we need to do something, or there's something that strikes our attention, or a client comes and says, "Do you want to do this?" If we get a connection through our gut, we say yes, or otherwise no. Even if they give us millions and millions, we say no. They never gave us millions. But anyway, if they would do it and I wouldn't feel it, we wouldn't do it, okay? So then we follow our gut. We do research on the topic of the stories, like sometimes real research. We go into there. We decide which form is the best to express this to an audience. We get the best team together. We're not a fixed company. We get people around you. Maybe someday one of you will work with us, or we with you, or, you know, maybe the love of my life is in this room. Loneliness for young people. Anyway, so it's a thing. And then we create. That's the whole thing. We've been working for 11 years like this. We've been doing more than 40 projects in 17 countries, working our asses off. I'm going to give you a few examples because then you have an idea, because we are not designers, we are creators, and some designers are creators, but not vice versa always. One project we did is called Sex and Seniors. Again, the 65 plus. I don't have a fetish, it's just 2 projects that I like. It's not... No, I saw some of you watching, fetish, no. Maybe you know any people above 65 plus, they still have a sex life. Some of them get new relationships or get remarried and so on. It's been disregarded. 10 years ago, we started a project called Sex and Seniors. For the Dutch people, bejaarden en begeerte. It sounds so much more lovely. Sex and Seniors. And we worked with them. It was a radio show, it was a TV show, and it was a theater show. But you could only come to the theater show if you were 65 plus or if you brought a 65 plus person. Otherwise, you couldn't get in. It's still being played now, 10 years later, about sex and old people. We also did The Fight Club. You know, the movie The Fight Club. When I was young, I was like, oh my God, Brad Pitt, Fight Club. And then it turned out to be a book, so I read the book as well. And even better, by the way. And we made different versions of the club, of Fight Club, which was performance, which was where audience could fight, literally fight. And it's amazing what happens when 2 people who have no contest with each other, who don't want to score points or no argument, just fight. Because you physically touch, it's like love making, but inappropriate, you know? I mean, love making is appropriate, but not with someone you don't know yet. Okay, I'm not gonna get up. Anyway, the club, great project. We also made the biggest cookie in the world. Not one cookie, because we couldn't do that. The biggest cookie mosaic, so these are 20,000 cookies, baked by farmers and people around Schiphol. And Schiphol is the airport in Holland, and it's getting big. I don't know if you know this, but you have in some countries people, and they take the land of the people, and they give it to some. And most of people don't have land. I don't know if you recognize this, but it's a problem in Holland that we have. So they take the land of the farmers, just take it. They couldn't for too less money. And so we wanted to celebrate the farmer life by making cookies. All the products were local, and then distributing all these cookies to all the people of the villages around the airport. We've been touring also a lot. I love traveling. And we've been touring to Europe looking for modern visionaries, people who have a vision and act upon that vision. We did a TV show, we did a live show, we've been touring everywhere, trying to find people who say, life can change. And trust me, there are many, many of them. This is a project I did, the only project I did in my homeland, West Flanders, by the sea, Belgium. If you ever get there, it's where they just have electricity. It's beautiful. And there are more pigs than people there, literally more pigs than, and some of the people are pigs, so there are even more pigs than people. So we did a project, but people don't like art or creativity in West Flanders. I mean, they say they like, but it's difficult when you do things differently. So we collaborated with 230 different local organizations to make a project about identity and film and theater. That was one of the first big projects we did. We had a golden pig that was traveling with us everywhere. My parents were feeling ashamed because I was having a pig and that was their country. And then I said, yes, Daddy, fuck off. So now, he's never going to watch this anyway, so who cares? Was that too Freudian? Was that too Freudian? Yes? Okay. This goes off my time. So okay, the laughing just, ha, and that's it. Okay, so one of the latest projects we did last year, this was the best time of my life I had. We were 6 weeks traveling to East Asia, so China and Korea and Japan, Singapore, with a film crew, meeting the millennial generation there who's changing the world. It's going so, so fast. Africa and Asia, Southeast Asia, East Asia is going. We in Europe, we are like in a museum. We're only dealing with old people and ourselves. Here, the world is changing so fast. So I wanted to meet them. I even spoke with the guy, maybe you know him, Jankwe He, who was the guy who was editing the babies. You just hear that? Making them resistant against HIV. He's now being imprisoned. I interviewed him for 2 hours. He's a 34-year young guy who's trying to change the world and make his mother proud. This is true. This is true. Check our website. It's an interesting guy, and now he's dead probably. Okay. We have installations, yada, yada, yada. I was also the city artist for 4 years of a town in Holland. It's called Den Bosch. It's 120,000 or 150,000 people. They were looking for a city artist. Actually, they were not. I proposed it to them. But then they decided to give me a title. It was no money, just a title and a parking spot. But for a Belgian, that's already, a lot. So for 4 years there, I was called the city artist. That meant I could go to all levels of society, from people in the neighborhoods to the top industry people there. And we did a project with them, private money, no sponsors, called Eye. We made huge eyes, 5 meters diameter, and then we hang them on buildings. And then you were sitting in a chair, and we pushed you out of the building, and then you were hanging in the air, like you see this guy, and then you looked through the eye to the city, and then suddenly the eye closes itself, gives you an animation story about people in life trying to find themselves. Because through all the social media, we are only dealing with how beautiful, pretty, cool, awesome we are. We never share our doubts, our fears, the fact that we feel lonely, the fact that we hide our loneliness with humor, It's okay. We made this project. We made 5 different eyes. At night, they gave light. We hang them in the city, and I'm so proud because we worked with more than 45 organizations from the biggest to the smallest together to do projects. This was the main project, but different projects around it, to really involve a whole city in creating something that has no other purpose than hanging outside of a building and letting you look inside of yourself. That's it. What we're doing now, together with the Dutch Design Week, because this is Design Indaba, cool. In Holland, we also have our Design Week. With the Dutch Design Week, we are trying to create a 100% bio-based pavilion. So everything you see is bio-based. The walls, the platform, we're using mushrooms to make bricks, we're using bioplastics. My whole office is full of fungi, which has nothing to do with the pavilion, but because we're an old building. This is what we're working on now, or the people that did not come to South Africa are working on now. Other projects are erotic fantasies, very important. 50 years after Nancy Friday, we're doing a big survey about erotic fantasies. I hope some of you have them. The future of democracy, we're going to travel around Europe asking for the future of democracy, because 1 in 3 people in Europe does not believe in democracy anymore. Latest survey, 1 in 3 people do not believe. And if you ask them, what do you want? The box, I want a new, strong leader. 70% of those people say, I want a new, strong leader. I think they should look into history before they do that. So, very important project. Modern masculinity, not going to go into that, but men have problems. We do. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for everything. Actually, my people didn't. And by my people, I mean men. Yeah? Okay, so many. And now I see you watching. I mean, you've been watching this now for 7 minutes, and I see you thinking, who cares? Right? Who cares? True or not? Yeah, who cares? Lucas, and especially, why? Lucas. Why would you do all that, Spend all your, why? This is the sentence when I go back to a family dinner in West Flanders, and we have hundreds of people. Actually, the whole of West Flanders is one family, because they kept fucking each other. But erotic fantasies in West Flanders is so dirty, so dirty. It's always cousins and brothers and pigs and all that. So they ask me all the time, why do you do all that? Why do you do? Lucas, why? Why? My grandmother, why? And my answer is, the only answer I can get, they ask me also, is it because of the money? Do you want to make a lot of money? I tell them, grandmother, I'm going to need you when you're dead. I have no money. I need your land. She has no land, but, I'm going to need everything. Is it for the fame, they say? And I say, no, not that much fame. This is the highest I've ever went, so thank you so much. This is going to be my diary. Some people like me today. And is it because, you have no social life? Yeah, I don't have a social life, but it has completely different reasons. So why do you do it, Lucas? Why? And the only thing I can say then is because I'm a creator. It's in me. Everybody that was here on the floor tells you a story, like, then we did this and then. Why? Because it's in you. There's no other reason than it's in me, And it's so strange because it's not easy to be a creator, It's so strange to be a creator, right? Look, just break it. I know everybody's telling how successful and amazing they are, and they are, but just let's be honest, because 80% here is a creator. So, first of all, we are working years on projects. Like the swimming pool, I love it, but already since, 2000 whatever, 1 probably, and they're still working on it, and he's giving presentations, and nobody still made it, and he's still going strong. It takes a lot of time, Second of all, we never have enough money. We're always looking for more money. We're always begging Mercedes, can you please give us money, and cars, And they do. Thank you, Mercedes. AMGs, love them. And, you have the critics, Alice, where you're sitting, breaking us down, killing our careers, calling it bad design the whole time, Okay, we have the non-believers, my grandma, or even better. You can never pull it off. They can never work. The critics say it shouldn't be like that. You should not do it. They didn't make anything, but they know how to do it. The non-believers, Then this is the Prime Minister of the Netherlands said art is a leftist hobby. Creativity is a hobby, It's just a hobby. All the other things, if you conclude it, being a creator sucks, We get up, we go to sleep, we only work, and this is the only thing. Tonight is a beach party for the speakers. This is my highlight of my year. You know, this is finally something. I've been sitting for 3 days in a Mercedes EMG. I'm like, wow, you know, finally somebody sees me. And that's okay, no time. So, the question is, how can we keep this up? How? Because the first few years are easy. You don't have life, you don't have kids, you just do it. Everything is great because every time you succeed, you go like, wow. But to keep it holding on, to keep it going on, is very difficult. There's only one way to keep going. I mean, I've been thinking for this for 10 years. This is it, right? You have to be able to not give a shit. Yeah? But here it comes, professionally not give a shit. Whoa, just let me break this down. Not giving a shit means puberty, right? You're 14, your arms are too long, you get smelly things, and you go like, nobody likes me, I don't give a shit, you know? It's okay. It's okay until you're 17. I know people who are 42 and still do like, no, I'm insecure, but I hide it. No. Professionally, not giving a shit means that you follow your gut. That even when people say like, you cannot do it, it's bad, you know, and you say like, but I feel I have to do this. So I do it. But it also means, because now it feels like a commercial for Nike, just do it, No Instagram Live, yes we can, wrong campaign. Look, most important thing is follow your gut. And when you know you have to do something, but also when you know you have to ask something, when you're afraid, when you feel like, I don't know, I feel like I don't know it yet, I feel I have to meet someone, go, do it. Professionally not giving a shit is staying true to who you really down there are, even though it makes you lonely and makes you hard. Because when you really get there, and it sometimes doesn't work, it's amazing what happens. So for all those who feel like, especially after all these talks, who am I? Fuck it. Professionally, not give a shit. Go home and think, I'm going to work harder tomorrow, and if I don't feel like it, I'm not going to do it. I don't have time, 7 minutes. Okay, so, the one thing is, how? The other question, the most difficult one, and this is where it gets philosophical, is why do we do this? To make a better world, yada yada. You know, the most important thing, no, there's a deeper level. Because if everybody is so busy making a better world, why is it still so shitty often, you know? The answer, why, is because I don't know. I don't know. But nobody does. The most important thing, and for all the people who feel like sometimes they are less and other people are better, no one is better than the other one, because nobody knows the answer. Why are we here? What is the real purpose of life? What is good or bad? We don't know. People don't know. Okay? Just keep that in mind. I don't know, you don't know, President Trump clearly doesn't know. Okay. We all know that we knew that people are animals. I mean, look at you. Yesterday, the opening dinner, you know, we are animals. DNA-wise, bonobo and monkeys and people are like what? 99% the same. So we are animals. On the other hand, we also algorithms. We are so predictable. You know, all the Facebooks, I know, they love us because we are so predictable and emotional and with our little sorrows and we all copy each other. You know, we are algorithms. 99%, which is okay, you know. What is the 1% that makes us human and not an animal on algorithm? The fact that we don't know. And we know that. Stay with me. I know for some it's already, but stay with me. Stay with me. An animal just doesn't know. Yeah, I don't know, it's okay. An animal feels and thinks, but you go like, I have no idea why I'm here, it's okay. Just snuff each other's butts, right? But an algorithm wants to know. And if an algorithm doesn't know, it changes it until it's no. People have no idea and realize that they have no idea. Constantly. You know, they call it in the philosophy, they call it the human drama. The fact that you know that you don't know, that is the human drama. Because it makes us crazy. We want to know all the time. You know, we hate not knowing. I mean, look, extreme. I'm not talking about normal religion. That is believing. It's okay. Extreme religion says, this is the truth. All the rest are losers. This is the truth. Look at the free market. I was like, free and market, you know. The more free the market gets, the less free it feels. Racism, that means that I hate you because, I mean, I don't know who I am, but you look different. So if I hate you, maybe I can find out who I am. That is racism. It's fear. It's fear because you don't understand who you are. All kinds of ism, by the way. You know, tourism, all kinds of ism. Science, yeah? back to my father. My father and I had a big fight when we were 16. A typical, father-son fight over the beginning of the world, My father said the beginning of the world was a big bang and then everything logically followed out. So every year people get smarter, we get closer to finding out how the world fits. And puberty, I was like, no, Dad! That was it. I had no arguments. I was just... When I was growing, people were like... The older I got, the more I said, no, there's something like we don't know things. And he always ended the conversation, but first of all, I have a beard and you don't. I don't know why. And then he said, read Stephen Hawking. He also says it. Now, you know Stephen Hawking, famous guy from The Simpsons? Yeah. Stephen Hawking, then, this is great news. Before he died, because I was following Stephen Hawking because my father said, I'm right, you're wrong. Suddenly, Stephen came that there is no one beginning of all. No one Big Bang, probably millions of Big Bang. There is no absolute uncertainty or certainty. And most of all, there is no one truth. Scientifically proven. So I called my father, I said, damn you, Dad. Guess who won? I'm going to put you in a retirement home the moment you're 55. He was 60 at that moment, so that was... This is very important. That means that this sentence, cogito ergo sum, je pense donc je suis, I think therefore I am. The reason why we fucked up as Europeans, this is true, this is me apologizing, is because of this philosophical idea. We can think, so we know. Those who can think other or different know less. So we are better. We're going to travel and tell the world that we can think. We're going to go and say, yeah, sure, we know better, because it's all rational. We've been fucking up the world for centuries because of this sentence. The truth, the real sentence is, I don't know, so I am. As a person, I have no idea what is true or not. I try, I feel, and I do. Same as you. The reason why we can sit here in this room together, from all countries, from all different levels, everything, is because none of us, in essence, know what we're doing. It's very important. It means that when you design a chair, right? How many chairs have been designed? Why can you make so many chairs? It's because the concept of chair is a truth. But the fact that there are way many possibilities of a chair means that we are people. Designing shows that there are so many possibilities because there's no one truth, which makes people afraid, especially in these times, but can give you power. The burning question mark is the power of not knowing. A new hero is somebody who accepts that he doesn't know. Even though it makes him afraid, I'm also afraid, but because the other also has that fear, we can work together. We can talk, we can meet. Even though we're from different color or background, we can meet because we both don't know. I know, I only have 1 minute. So, okay, I'm going to do it in 1 minute, 45 seconds, guys. What does the Creator do? What I believe here, the Creator makes space that can be time or place or form or story for that not knowing. Yeah? The Creator makes moments, space, time, moment to share the not knowing. What we do is either with ourselves, you go alone to an art piece or a beautiful design, good design, and you feel I'm human. Or you share with others or with the world. That is what we do. In essence, not making the world better, but a place where people can share the fact that they are people. Look, and this is something I came up with last year that I realized, what is the difference between our job and many other jobs, is that we are the only professionals that don't sell more than the story itself. Of course, we also want to make money and fame and so on, but it's not the purpose. Politicians make sure that you vote for them. People who sell you things want to sell as much as possible so they make profit. Psychiatrists want to make you better. People who help you want to help. We tell a story. The story is the most important of what we do, our job. What is that story? It's this. We are humans, all of us. We all don't know. We all have to deal with it together. This is a story we tell over and over again. The next 3 days, and you already saw today, people feel in their gut, we have to do something or change something. They create hours and hours, get paid or not, to make something. Sometimes better, but most important is that shares the fact that we are just people. The future is this, in a time where there's growing inequality, growing fear, it's not easy, they need us. They need those people who only deal with the fact that people can be human. And that human means that you have no idea, but the other one also has no idea. So together we can find out many possibilities. And that is not fear, that is freedom. Thank you so much.
Back, man.